Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech with Machines. Our today's topic is Apache Airflow, specifically a particular operator named BranchPythonOperator, which helps us to control task execution paths. If you ever wanted to customize what task should run next in your workflow based on dynamic conditions, this video is for you. Make sure to stick around, and by the end of this video, you will know how to use branching in your own DAGs to make them smarter and more efficient. Let's jump right in. So what basically is branch operator? It is one of the coolest tools in Apache Airflow. It allows you to create conditions inside your DAG to decide which task or tasks should run next. Think of it like an if-else statement in programming. Depending on what the conditions return, you can decide which part of your pipeline should execute. Imagine you have two different set of tasks, one for processing employee data and one for processing employer data. You don't want to run both sets, just one depending on the type. This is where branch operator comes in. Let me give you a code walkthrough and then we will see how we will implement this, where we will have two different set of tasks but we want to process one at a time. Let's start with the basic example. We'll start by importing. I'm using Jupyter Notebook just to demonstrate how the coding example looks like. I've already written the whole DAG. I'll walk you through step by step. So we'll first start by importing the necessary modules from Airflow, specifically because we will be creating a DAG and also using a branch Python operator. Remember, if you're using Airflow 3, then the packages have been changed. Now there is no longer an operator called dummy operator. It has been replaced with an empty operator. That's why you see here me using an empty operator instead of a dummy operator. So what we are trying to do is basically first defining our DAG with the usual arguments, which is mostly giving the owner, giving the start date, and also defining the scheduling interval of the DAG. So first task which we are creating is an empty operator. This is just a placeholder to indicate where the DAG starts. Second, what we are doing is, in here where the things get interesting, is that we define a function which will be a branching function, which is based on an attribute called type. It is defining whether, I have done a typo here, so I am actually taking from the configuration argument called type, and if the type is employer, then we will be executing an employer task. If the type is employee, then we will be actually executing an employee task. Then followed by that, we have a branch Python operator which will actually call that Python function, and we are calling it with the branch task as a task ID. Then we have an actual functions or actual tasks which are supposed to be called when each of these conditions meet, which are employer task and employee task. Again, for the reference of this example, we have kept it as empty operators. And finally, there is one common dummy task, which is to show that both the branches are combined, which we are calling it as a join task. And then we are calling out the dependencies. The DAG starts with the start task and then branches to either employer task or employee task based on the condition, finally joins back into the join tasks. So if you run this DAG and see it in action, you will see that the DAG will have two branching and one branch will be skipped based on the condition which is met. This is how Airflow branching operator works. It is a great way to make your workflows more efficient instead of running unnecessary tasks. You can control which tasks are executed based on real-time conditions like the current time, data availability, or even external system responses. This leads to better resource management, faster pipelines, and smarter workflows. Common use cases for branching in Airflow are time-sensitive jobs or data availability, where you should process the data only if it exists, otherwise trigger alerts, or conditional processing. And that's it. We have covered how to use a branch Python operator in Apache Airflow to make your workflows more dynamic. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Feel free to drop any questions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.